Hi friends, today we are going to understand another design pattern called priority queue pattern. As the name suggests, it is a queuing pattern. So let's see what happens in this pattern. So let's say you have an application which has a buffering system or queuing system in it, and this queuing system is being consumed by some consumer, let's say C1, and producer P1 is producing the data. All is well and good. And if you need to scale your application, what you can do is you can add other consumers. They are part of the same code base. So they're basically workers to do a particular task. Now, what happens when you want to do different level or different priority of work from this pipeline? For example, let's say you are doing this work for all your customers. So for each message in your queuing system, it is related to a work that is going to be done for a particular customer. And what if there are multiple customers? So you can have multiple types of customers, like paying customers. You can have enterprise customers, and you can have non-paying customers. These, according to your agreement, you have provided different SLAs or service level agreements to each of these customers. And since you're having only a single queue, and each of these messages, so I'm going to use paying, enterprise, and non-paying, right? So their priority is going to be enterprise customers are greater than paying customers and greater than non-paying customers, right? So for example, if all the messages in your queue are for non-paying customers, and suppose a work for a particular paying customer comes, what is going to happen is it is going to be kept behind in the queue, and all, work for all non-paying customer is going to get done first, but it can affect your service level agreements. So what you need is some sort of priority for your messages, so that if paying customer comes or message for paying customer comes, it is put at the start of the queue so that it is processed first. So this is done by priority queues. Priority queues provide a mechanism in such a way that you can, whenever this message is pushed, according to its priority, it is published at its correct position. For example, and let's suppose, so it is published at the top of the queue so that consumers can pick the paying customer first, and then it can pick non-paying customers. Now, for example, if again we face a similar situation in which an enterprise customer wants to get something done, and what you can do is you can put this message even at the start of this message queue. So you are providing different priority levels to your messages, and according to the priority, your messages are going to be picked by your customers. So what is going to happen is, at the start of the queue, so this is enterprise, this is enterprise, this is paying, this is non-paying, this is non-paying, this is non-paying, and this is non-paying. And for example, if another priority message paying customer comes, message for any paying customer comes, and it needs to be inserted, so it is going to be inserted here, right, after the enterprise customers and before the paying customers. So what happens is you are prioritizing your messages, and this is called priority queue. Let's see what are going to be its advantages and disadvantages. Its main advantage is that you can basically work towards a better SLA for different level of different type of work that you want to do. You can achieve better SLAs, but it can have another problem, like if for example there are lots of paying customers which are coming, and the non-paying customers also want to get a particular work done, or let's say there are multiple enterprise customers which have raised a request. And so what is going to happen is, first of all the enterprise messages are going to be consumed by your consumers. Then only paying customers are going to get paid, and then only non-paying customers are going to get paid, right? So this can create a problem. So there's another type of queuing scenario where you can create different queues for different types of consumers. So you can create a queue for enterprise customers, you can create another queue for paying customers, and you can create queue for non-paying customers. And you can have different number of consumers for different SLA requirements, and you can scale these consumers independently. In this case, low priority messages, I'm going to now say low priority, medium priority, and higher priority messages. Low priority messages are also going to get consumed, and they are not going to be affected by high number of high priority messages. So your requirement is going to govern how you want to design your system in this case. For example, if you have an agreement that if any high priority message is present, then low priority messages should not be consumed until unless high priority messages have been consumed. So if you are using, this is called multi-queue pattern. Multi-queue priority queue pattern. So still you are having different level of priority for different queues, but you are if you want to ensure that no low priority messages are consumed if high priority messages are present, then you might have to shut your low priority consumers till the time high priority messages have been consumed. Once they have been consumed, then you can start your low priority consumers. This type of scenario is already handled in priority queue pattern, in which the messaging system out of the box provides priority queuing, so that even if a new message comes with a higher priority, then it is published at the start of the queue or published at the correct position according to its priority. In this case, first of all, only high priority messages are going to be consumed, then medium priority, and then low priority. So this provides another types of SLA, another type of SLA. And in multi-queue pattern for priority queuing, what you can achieve is you can achieve different auto scaling configuration for different consumers, and one message type is not going to affect consumption of another message type, and you can handle the SLAs independently. And for time-based SLAs, for example, for high paying or for high priority messages, if you want to ensure that they are consumed within 10 seconds, then this type of SLA should be handled by closely monitoring your queue length for a particular type of messages. For example, these are high priority, this is medium priority, and this is low priority. And if you want to ensure that you have high priority SLA of 10 seconds, then you need to monitor the queue length for the high priority messages, and if it goes high, then it can basically breach your SLAs. So you can individually scale these components, but costing is going to create a challenge. And also, in some scenarios, what you can do is, instead of having different, you can have a single high priority queue, separate a high priority, separate a set of consumers for high priority queue, and you can have combined consumers for medium and low priority. Please look at this very carefully. Like, you have these two consumers which are working for low priority and medium priority messages. So in this type of scenario where you are having mixed type of consumers, they are not totally independent and they are not totally dependent. So what you want is, in this type of scenario, you have to ensure that messages from low priority are not consumed till high priority messages have been consumed. So your system or your group of system is going to consume high priority messages first, or medium priority messages in this case first, and only if there are no medium priority messages, then only it is going to consume low priority messages. So this is another scenario. So it all depends on what type of SLAs you want to provide for low, medium, or high priority messages, or different priority of messages. And do you want a single queue for all the messages or multiple queues for all the messages? Each has its pros and cons. You can also create a system in which you can dynamically increase the priority of your message as per your delay. For example, if this message is lying in the queue for, let's say, 1 hour, what you can do is you can have a system which can increase its priority, or either you can basically consume this message and publish it into the low priority or high priority queue, or if you have a priority queuing system out of the box priority queuing system, for example this, and a particular message, or if you have out of the box priority queuing system like this case where low, 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 medium, medium, and high, high messages are present, and according to the time a particular message is present, for example this message can be upgraded to medium priority messages, and this message can be upgraded to high priority message as per the time. If you have time constraints for a message to be upgraded to a new or higher priority message, and if you have multi-queuing system like in this case, what you have to do is you have to pick this message and repush it to the higher priority queue as per requirement. That is also possible to age a particular message to high priority. What you can also do is, according to the priorities, you can basically check or create a different computation system or infrastructure for each priority. For example, this is medium priority, high priority, and low priority. And you can have real-time consumers for medium and high priority separately. And for low priority, what you can do is, rather than having real-time consumers, you can let these messages stay in the queue, and you can create batch jobs, not batch jobs, but cron jobs, which can run at a particular time in day and consume these messages at a single time. So that is going to reduce your cost for this infrastructure, continuously running infrastructure. You can create, you can basically run a consumer for this every hour, which can reduce your operational cost. So this is also possible. It depends on your use case. So if your queuing system provides a priority queue where you can produce a message with a particular priority level or a particular number, which can which can provide priority in a particular queue, then it is well and good. Otherwise, you have to create your own priority queuing system infrastructure by using multiple queues. And there are other systems, there are some systems which can help you increase or decrease priority of a message as it is sitting inside the queue. For example, as we have discussed here, some systems can help you change the priority once the message has been present in the system for a particular amount of time. It all depends on what support your queuing system provides. So that's all for the priority queuing system, where you can use either a single queue for different priority messages, or you can create multiple queues with different levels of priority and different consumer behaviors, and they can basically serve your business use case. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know your views and comments. Thank you and have a nice day.